All right, so we're going to be taking a look at this Seiko King Samurai. I'm going to leave the exact reference number of this one in the description. We'll quickly go through the specs of the watch. I'll give you guys my thoughts and experience, and then at the end I'll tell you guys if I recommend it. So let's get to the specs of the watch here. We have a 43 millimeter case size. That is going to the side here where they don't have these lug features. But if you measure all the way out to the lugs, you're looking at anywhere around 44.3, and then you're looking at a 48 all the way to the end of the crown. But sounds big, but the good thing is that the lug to lug here is only 48.3 millimeters, so it actually wears smaller, which you guys will see in a bit. Got a 22 millimeter lug width, and we have a thickness of 12.8. I've been measuring it all around, and sometimes it hits 13. I think it's just the back of the case side though. On this one we have a ceramic bezel insert, 120 click. We got a lume pip at the top. We have a sapphire crystal up top, and we do have those samurai hands there. And this is of course the white dial. We have the Lume lume all over the hands and indices. Screw down crown with nice knurling, so it's easy to grip. It's a nice pop. You don't hear it, but you can feel that pop to it. This does have the 4R35 movement, so there is hacking and hand winding. So that means when you pull out the crown, second hand stops. And then we do have that magnifier over at the 3 with the date display there. So that little magnifier is a source of debate. Some people love it, some people hate it. I don't mind it. It's there, so I'm not gonna mess with it. I actually like how it magnifies, and yeah, this one seems to be centered, so it doesn't bug me. The bezel action is kind of spongy, very Seiko like-ish. You can hear the clicks, but it's yeah, it's not the best feeling here. And the grip on the bezel is decent, let's just say that. But let me show you guys before we get too into it. Screw down case back with the Seiko wave there on the back. So this does have 200 meters of water resistance. It is a ISO certified diver. Just for reference, this is how it looks on a 7-inch wrist. So as you can see here, I don't have a large wrist by any means. I have an average wrist, and although it's a large watch, the small lug to lug helps it wear a lot better than the large dimensions would suggest. Sorry about my voice, I'm kind of losing it. But yeah, it wears well on wrist. There's no hot spots, just like any other Seiko. Even though this one does have it at the crown at the 3 o'clock position, there's no digging on wrist, and wears low on the wrist too for a 13 millimeter tall watch. So it's actually not bad. When I picked this up in the beginning, I thought it was gonna wear larger, and when I did see them in the storefronts, it did look big, but once you wear it, it's not that bad. So these are, let's get the pricing. These are available through Seiko USA. They have them listed on there for $595, but you can find these on the secondary market. You can find them anywhere. They're rarely available, so these are listed in any other shop usually around $450 on the lower end to about $600. So if you can get it at the lower price points, I think it's a good watch to have. The design is unique. It's not mimicking anything else. This is a newer Seiko diver, so the design isn't that old. I think it's from the early 2000s when they came out with this. So it's a contemporary Seiko, but you have the drill lug holes there. Nice brushing on the side of the case. This crown there is not signed, but as you can see there, it's just nicely finished. Like I said, the knurling on the crown is actually very good, and it's very easy to grip and turn. And the action on that is very smooth, which is something that I like about my Seiko divers. It's a great feature to have with the drilled lug holes there. The bezel action isn't the best. The knurling on the bezel looks actually pretty cool. It's different than most, either coin edge bezels or anything like that. It's just a different design where it looks smooth from the top, but it's like knurled on the sides there. But what I have noticed is when my hands are wet, it's actually harder to grip. So my fingers will slide sometimes without it actually turning. When my hands are dry, it's easy to turn. But just something to note is not the best grip. So that design for the action is not the best thing, but it's a give and take. I think it's aesthetically pleasing to me, so it's neither here nor there. I like how it transitions into the polishing there in between the brushing on the side of the case. You can even see kind of my reflection there, which is actually very, very nice to see on a sub $600 watch through Seiko, but this is actually a sub $500 watch. So very nice, nicely done. Like I said, I was a little hesitant at the beginning. I picked up the turtle, which I will put this up against in a later video. But yeah, so far this is gonna be my new daily. So it's just a great watch. It's very legible, very easy to read in daytime and late night with just a little bit of light. You can actually see where the hands are pointing, especially with that Seiko Luma Bright. The one thing about this watch, since I am gonna daily wear it, I didn't wear it on this. This is what it comes with. It's the factory Seiko rubber strap. I don't like how thick they are, and then once you put it on and it folds over like this, you have this bulk over on the 12 o'clock position on your wrist, and it's hard sometimes to get shirts over it. So I put on this aftermarket Italian rubber strap, which smells like vanilla, even though I bought it 3 years ago. It still smells great. I like how it's fitted at the ends, so I can just put this on, and it's just a seamless one band all around. So there's no flop over here, there's no extra material, so it's just easier to slide in and out of. As far as shirts go, sweaters and all that, it's just a great watch wearing like this. Two things I have to point out when I purchased this watch. I actually purchased three watches of these, and two of them were the made in Japan versions. This is not. So just an FYI for you guys that say that the made in Japan ones are better quality. The other two were returned because the bezels were misaligned, the chapter rings were misaligned, and they looked like crap. This was the only one that everything kind of lined up. The magnifier there is lined up, it's squared out, so it's nice to see the quality that I got a good one. So this was the one that stayed, and it wasn't the made in Japan one. So just an FYI. The only one thing that I did receive with this watch when I got it is there is a dent on the lug there, which is fine. I'm gonna daily this anyway, so it's gonna get scratches. But besides that, everything seems to line up. Loom is great. The movement itself also, I got really lucky on this. It's ticking away at about +1 to +2 a day. So I have actually set this a while ago, and it's still on the same minute. So very nice. I'm very pleased with this. Is it worth the money? I think this is worth $500 all day. Anything above that, I think you're going on the high end of this. But if you can get it at that lower price, I think you're getting a great watch. Like I said, I was hesitant on this one in the beginning. I want to put it up against the Turtle, which I am a bigger fan of. But this thing, as a daily, I've already been wearing it for a couple of months, and it hasn't left my wrist as my daily wear. So just a great watch overall. I'll give you guys a loom shot in a moment here. And yeah, this is a great pick. I think I pulled the trigger on this just because it did have the ceramic bezel and the sapphire crystal. I just like to have the sapphire on there, just as I'm kind of hard on my watches. Not too hard, but you know, I do bang them up against stuff once in a while, and I just like that extra security of having the sapphire crystal and having it a little bit harder to scratch up. One thing I will mention is there is a topic on the internet saying that the turtle bezels fit Seiko Samurais, and you can swap out the Samurai bezel for a turtle bezel, and you can use the turtle bezels to modify your Samurai. Well, that might be true for a regular Samurai, but it's not for the King Samurais. The King Samurais actually have an extra piece of you see that little aluminum or stainless steel ring that goes all around? That's actually part of the case. So when you take off the bezel, that stays there. It goes all around the crystal. So when you try to fit on a turtle bezel on here, it won't fit because it'll hit against that ring. I know this because I actually tried it on this watch. It actually doesn't look bad, and I actually like how it looks, but I'm not particularly a fan of black bezels on white dial watches. I usually try to swap them out and put a stainless steel bezel in. If you guys have seen my Seiko USA 2 review, I did that to that watch because I didn't like how the black played with the dial of the watch. On this one though, it actually kind of works. I like the profile of it, how it's all flat against the sapphire crystal. Just a great watch all around. I'm glad I actually picked this up. Like I said, I'm going to put this up against the turtle. Let me give you guys a loom shot to close things out. Like I said, if you can get it around the $500 price point, I think this is a great watch. I actually like it. I thought it was going to be too big, but as you guys saw, my 7-inch wrist is not that bad. Let me blast this with the light for a few seconds here. I actually like the texture on the dial too. That's reminiscent of the Seiko King Turtle as well. And the great thing about these watches is they have a bunch of different variations of it. So you can get the Save the Ocean versions of it, and you can get different dial colors, different patterns on there. So great materials, great price. Turn off the light. Again, Seiko Luma Bright never disappoints. This will last all night. Very visible, day or night. Just a great watch. I got a good one. Like I said, it's running about plus 2 seconds. So catch you guys on the next one. See you in a bit.